I just looked at 50 entrepreneurs' websites in a row and I can't tell them apart. Now, these people are talented, their work is good, but their positioning in the market is completely invisible. Today, I'm going to show you the exact framework I use to fix this problem. It's called my Clarity Framework. It's 7 parts, and by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly where your positioning is broken and how to fix it. So let's get into it. What's up and welcome to Branding Beyond Business. And in this episode, I'm breaking down my entire Clarity Framework. So you're going to want to use this. If you want the entire framework on a working Word doc, I'm going to put the link in the description below. So you can go ahead and click on that. If we haven't met yet, I'm Mediana, and I've been a creative director for influential personal brands for the past decade. Now, a lot of my clients don't start as influencers or influential, right? But they do carry a lot of authority. Their awareness just hasn't matched that authority online. But today, I'm going to share the exact system that I've refined over the past decade that's helped my clients gain over 1 billion views a month and multiple 8 figures in revenue. This is how I've moved them from being another option to being the obvious choice. I'm not going to be gatekeeping anything. I'm showing you my whole entire process because here's what I've learned. Information without implementation doesn't threaten my business. Most people won't actually do the work. But for those of you who will and follow this framework step by step, this could completely change how you position yourself. I'm coming outside. Hey, real quick, this video is sponsored by Branding Beyond Business, our newsletter called Creative Direction Weekly, where I give tips, insights, and tricks. Personally, I write them out and I don't use AI slush in your inbox. So I deliver every single week creative direction that will help you grow your brand and build your brand beyond your business. So if you want to sign up, join my newsletter, all right? brandingbeyondbusiness.com, and I'll see you in your inbox every single week. All right, so let's get into it. Number one, we're going to talk about the problem. Now, before I show you this framework, you need to understand why most entrepreneurs stay stuck. I mean, check out their bios, check out their website. These positioning statements are wildly super generic, right? I help entrepreneurs grow their business. I'm a brand strategist for purpose-driven business owners, right? Like, I'm helping you build your dream brand. Like, it's just so generic and it has no positioning in it at all. You could literally swap out these things with other people and other businesses and they still don't make any sense because it's so generic. I have no idea what you do. That's not positioning. That is category description. And here's what happens when your positioning is this generic. Visibility will not help you. So you could be posting all the time and it just will not help. You will not see conversions and you won't get the views that you want. You won't get the reach or engagement that you desire. You can post every single day, run ads, get on podcasts, but if people can't immediately understand what makes you so different, none of it will convert. You're just adding to the noise of the internet. Honestly, you don't have a visibility problem. You have a clarity problem. And you probably have a visibility problem too, because no one wants to see that, right? They're just going to skip. That's exactly what they're going to do. And what I'm going to teach you today, which I call the Clarity Framework, is going to fix it for you, okay? All right, so let's talk about the framework overview. I'm just going to give you, for the type A folks out there, a list of what we're going to talk about. Then I'm going to go super deep into the framework. My Clarity Framework has 7 parts to it, but most people only need to focus on the first 4 to see massive results. So part 1 is the clarity audit. That's where we figure out where you actually are versus where you think you are. Because what I've learned over the past couple of years is that people think they're somewhere further than where they really are. Part number 2 is the position architecture. That's where we build your singular position from the ground up. Part number 3 is the clarity filter system, where every single decision you make runs through your position. Part number 4 is the visibility strategy, but this only works after you got massive clarity. Part 5 through 7 are about language, maintenance, and implementation. But in this video, I'm gonna walk you through parts 1 and 2 in detail, because if you could get these right, everything else becomes so much easier. Listen, if you want the full entire framework as a working document, I'll put the link in the description, but you could literally start right now with what I'm about to show you. Pull out your notes, grab a pen, and here we go. So part 1 is called the clarity audit, and it starts with the test that most people fail. It's called the outside-in test. So here's what you do. Send your website, your Instagram, your LinkedIn to 3 people who don't know you that well. Ask them one question. Based on what you see, what would you hire me for? Then wait. If all 3 people give you the same answer and it's the answer that you want, you're already clearer than 80% of those entrepreneurs out there. But if they hesitate and give you different answers, or if their answer isn't what you want to be known for, you have a clarity problem. Let me show you some real examples. Client came to me, thought they were so clear. We ran the outside in test with the client. They sent it to 3 people that they don't really know very well. And person number 1 came back and said, you're some sort of brand designer. The second person said, I think they kind of do social media strategy. And the third person said, I'm not sure. Maybe they're content creators. They make content online. Those were 3 different answers that absolutely failed the test. So after we went through my framework, I ran it again. We picked 3 other people to test it on, and person number 1 came back and said, they make brand messaging clear for creative entrepreneurs. The second person said, they help you figure out one thing you should be known for. And the last person was like, brand positioning specialist for creatives. Different words, same core idea. That passed the test. So that's a clarity audit. Let's talk about part number 2, okay? Which is position architecture. Now in this stage, we get to the actual build. And it starts with a formula that every single client I work with has to go through. And it goes like this. I am the standard for specific thing, done with specific quality, for specific people, then who for specific problem or aspiration. So let me break down why this works and how to use it. So here's a bad example. I help entrepreneurs with branding. So vague. That's not position. That is a service category. There's a difference, right? So here's a clear one. I'm the standard for making brand messaging so clear that your ideal client knows that you're for them in under 10 seconds. This is for entrepreneurs who have great work, but forgettable positioning. Do you see the difference? The second one tells you what specifically I do. I make brand messaging so clear to a specific standard. Now, how it's different under 10 seconds, that's a measurable outcome. Who it's for, creative entrepreneurs, that's very specific. And lastly, what problem it solves. Great work, forgettable positioning, I see you. Now I'm going to show you how to build yours. You don't have to follow this formula to the exact standard, but you have to understand the core idea of what you're trying to say. Number 1, you have to set a standard for the specific thing that you're really great at. And then you have to show how you do it, your systems, right? So specific quality. Then add the ideal person that you do that for. Be really specific about this. Tie that to who they are, the specific problem or aspiration that they're trying to achieve. Write it out on a napkin or on your note card. DM me, send it to me. I'll look through all of it and I'll give you my feedback. Or you could leave a comment below with that exact statement. I'll look it over and I'll give you my exact feedback. So that's part 1 and part 2 of my clarity framework. If you do just those 2 parts, the audit and the position architecture, you're going to have more clarity than most entrepreneurs out there. But listen, my clarity framework is a lot more than that. There's 7 parts to it. Parts 3 through 7 cover how to filter every decision through your position and how to build content that reinforces it and how to maintain it over time. And the last part is exactly how to implement it in 90 days or less. So I put the whole entire framework in the description as a working document. It's not a course, it's a working document, so you could use it right away. You could start right now. If you click the link in my description, you'll get access to it by making a copy and using it as a working document. So if you go through this and want eyes on your positioning to make sure it's sharp, I'll do a clarity audit for you. Drop a comment with your position statement using this formula, and I'll read through them and let you know if it's clear or if we need to refine it. Every client that I work with, we work on their pillars for clarity positioning. So let me tell you what happens when you get clear. Your content converts better, your clients find you faster, your positioning becomes defensible, and your prices increases naturally. Because clarity is the competitive advantage that you'll have. And confused brands lose to clear brands every single time. So in the working document, there's 7 parts, all the creative exercises and complete system. Again, I put the link in the description below. It's not a course, it's a clarity tool, okay? Drop your position statement in the comments and I'll see you in the next video.